This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
This is Tamra Judge from Two Teas in a Pod with Teddy Mellencamp and Tamra Judge. Can we take a moment to talk about Chewy? I get everything for rugby from Chewy. His food, the treats, I'm constantly reordering, the toys he destroys in minutes, even his supplements. And it always shows up fast. Chewy also handles the serious stuff, prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth vet visits, and they're even rolling out vet clinics across the country. Their 24/7 customer service actually understands dog moms like me and cat moms, bird moms, reptile moms, all of us. And with Chewy's 1-year satisfaction guarantee, trying something new is never stressful. For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/teapod.
Joy is essential and it's also elusive. But now there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. If you're craving inspiration, support, and useful tools to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Listen to Joy 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everybody, it's me, Josh, and for this week's Select, I've chosen our episode from 2019 where we cover an old How Stuff Works article Chuck had written years before, back when he was the adventure section writer. It's a fun and interesting look at both how to stay alive in the desert, as well as an in-depth look at some silly sentences that Chuck wrote. Hope you enjoy.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know, a production of iHeartRadio.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. There's Charles W. Chuck Bryant. There's Jerry over there. You put the three of us together, and you've got Stuff You Should Know just in case you ever get lost in a desert. This is what we're going to give as our gift to you edition.
You know what's funny is I was reading a podcast newsletter today, like an industry newsletter.
Sure.
And
you're not going to buzz market it?
No.
All right.
And I mean, there's only one. No, there's probably more than one.
There's several.
Are there?
I think so.
All right. I should get on the
I've
others,
seen
too.
at least two. Two can be several, right?
Sure.
Isn't that the biblical unit?
Oh,
Several is
know.
two?
I thought the biblical unit was a cubit.
Right.
I'm glad we can laugh in this one.
Sure.
And it said there was an article specifically about podcaster burnout. And they interviewed someone that was like, you know, she started podcasting in 2017 and blah, 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 and experienced burnout. And I kind of laughed. I was like, I mean, I get it. Like, people burn out in different ways, and they may have a tougher workload than us. But I just sort of snickered that after 11 or going on 11 years, very soon.
Yeah, this April, buddy.
It'll be 11 years.
Yep.
Like, we have moments of not burnout, like we get a little warm.
Kind of like, oh, this again.
But that quickly passes.
Very quickly.
You know, I'm never like, I'm never burned out.
I would say that.
To where I don't want to do this or anything.
No, I know. I would say there's probably been like literally 5 times. I'm sorry to use the word literally, but I literally mean literally in this sense.
Yes, because you've built a statue of paper mache after each time.
Right.
Representing each burnout.
Right. Right, and they're on my desk, so you can count them. There's 5,
yeah.
But it comes in like just digging into a topic at a time when there's like a bunch of other stuff going on or whatever. It's just been a really long stretch where maybe we're recording more than usual, and then when we get in here to record, it's gone.
Agreed.
That's when it doesn't happen. I don't think I've ever been, and let me knock on wood. I don't think I've ever been in a recording session with you and been like not wanted to do it.
Agreed, my friend. And weirdly, I'm more burnt out with movie crutch at times. Like, it sounds, trust me, I'm not seriously complaining, but ask Emily how many times I've been like, oh, I got to watch this movie tonight and take notes on it.
Yeah.
Because it takes long. Like, I have to pause to take the notes because I don't want to miss anything.
Right.
So it takes like 3.5 hours to watch a movie and take notes. And
plus, I would guess you're fundamentally not able to enjoy the movie. It's not like enjoying a movie, right? You're
quite,
you're
but
analyzing a movie.
Dents it a little bit.
Sure.
And it's at night.
So I'm right, kinda, I guess.
Yeah, you're right, kind of.
All right, good.
but it's at night, so it's like I'm technically not at work. And sometimes it's just like, I don't want to watch whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't
Break.
Who's was Point Break?
Jordan Morris of Bubble and Jordan Jesse Go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Point Break is a good one. Not
It was
the remake,
great.
right?
No.
Okay.
It was really kind of fun watching that, actually. I don't know why I pulled that one up.
Okay.
Because it was the most recent one I watched.
I got you. So it was in your working.
But to take notes on Point Break, it can be a little tedious.
Right. Brah.
There's that one great part where they do the midnight surf, and Keanu has just learned, and you just hear this, because it's obviously ADR, like recorded afterward, and you just hear him yell, "I'm effing surfing, man!"
Nice.
It's just such a great line.
Does he say effing or the F word?
Well, he says the F word. That it would have been better if he would have said, "I'm effing surfing."
Maybe on TNT, that's how it sounds.
Oh, boy.
There's one. Oh, have you seen that? Sorry, I know we haven't even started yet,
No,
so let me
that's
just
great.
pile on
Let's
here.
get it out of the way.
Have you seen that video of Keanu on the New York, I believe, subway, giving his seat up to a lady who's standing?
No, but he is a legendary good guy.
Yes, who's been through some horrible stuff.
Yeah.
And I just want to be his friend. Keanu Reeves, if you're listening,
Yeah, be my friend.
let's
and
be
Josh's
friends,
friend.
okay?
Well, he's your friend first because you asked.
Well, we can share him.
Okay.
All right.
I get him on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That's fine.
So we can
Those are
listen to
busy
stuff you
days
should know
anyway.
together.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's a fair
You can
deal.
have him, we'll alternate weekends
Okay.
because you know Keanu on the weekends.
That's a party.
You think he's a good guy Monday through Thursday. See how many seats he gives up on a Saturday. All right.
Okay, wait, hold on. One more thing. Can you imagine Keanu Reeves listening to this conversation at first kind of chuckling to himself, and it's getting like weirder and weirder?
Right.
He just finally presses stop, and maybe he never listens again. We just blew our chance, Chuck.
All right, one more thing,
Okay.
and then I swear I'm done. I meant to tell you that I did some LA sessions recently for Movie Crush, and the great show High Maintenance on HBO. It's one of my all-time favorites. The dude on there, Ben Sinclair, as the guy, the weed delivery guy, is just like one of the main reasons I went there in person was just so I could meet him. I meet him, and the first thing he said was, "Hey, man, I used to listen to you and Josh when I was a shusher at this lesbian poetry bar." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "First of all, it's a shusher." He's like, "It's a poetry bar, I sat there and shush people." And he's like, "But I used to listen to you guys. I always wonder what you look like. Did Josh quit smoking?" And I was like, "Why don't you people ever reach out?"
Right.
He's like, "Do you know what that would have meant to me?"
Yeah.
Which he was just a shusher at the time,
Just
so
a
maybe I
shusher.
wouldn't have known.
Now he's made it.
Yeah, so anyway, I told him that you quit smoking. You're doing great.
Yeah.
I don't think he's listened for a bit, but
Do you think he's listening now?
I don't know if he got back on the train or not, but
If he did, do you think he's friends with Keanu Reeves?
oh, maybe.
All right.
But Ben Clare gives up his seat for no person.
Gotcha.
That's his.
And if you say like maybe you should stand up, he goes shh.
No, he would give up his seat for sure.
Okay.
Anyway, let's talk about desert survival.
Imagine Chuck, Ben Sinclair is making his way through the desert in his car, a Prius, we'll say, and he runs out of not just gas but electricity as well.
Which he might. He has a big RV, actually, that's worked into the show.
Okay.
He's in his RV.
So he just straight up runs out of gas.
Sure.
Which probably happens a couple of times a day in a big old RV.
I would imagine.
Okay. Ben's in trouble because Ben was not expecting to have this extended stop, an unexpected stop in the desert. So he did not bring a few things.
Okay.
If Ben were paying a little less attention to whether people were talking and needed to be shushed or not, and more attention to his desert survival, what would he have packed in that RV, Chuck?
Well, Ben Sinclair would have had probably a pound of weed.
Okay.
So he's got a good start there because he could burn that for a signal fire or for comfort and warmth.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I wrote this dumb article.
This is a great article.
Did you notice my stupid thing I did with the music titles?
Sure, the Oasis thing. And
All of them are song titles. All the sidebars are song titles. And that was back when I was like, oh, man, I am the most clever person alive.
so I got the Wonderwall one. Rescue Me. Okay, I already got that
Rescue
one.
Me.
But I was thinking more of the TV show than the song. There's also, so everybody, if you go on to howstuffworks.com right now and look up how desert survival works, each page, almost every page, has a a sidebar, and the title of the sidebars are song titles.
Rescue Me, After All, You're My Wonderwall.
What could it be? It's a mirage?
What could it be? It's a mirage.
What is that?
I'm telling y'all, it's sabotage.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
And then finally, a little shout out to Annie, Food Glorious Food.
Okay.
So that was what used to make me happy at work.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, you too. When you do like a clever photo caption,
Right.
and that would get you through the week.
We would stand up and like share it over the cubicle wall.
Yeah,
the
look at this
common
photo
cubicle.
caption.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is gonna blow everybody's mind.
All right, so you're in the desert. You want to have let's just talk about this stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
What should be in your kit? Water,
Yeah.
a mirror,
That's a big one.
way to start a fire.
Yeah, that's a big one too. Basically, just a lighter.
Food, water.
If you're going to cross the desert, have a lighter, which seems counterintuitive because it's hot in the desert. But no, trust us. You'll see. You want a lighter on you. A mirror, which you'll see too. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll say what's supposed to be in the pack and in the RV, and then we'll go back and we'll.
Okay.
I'm suddenly burned out.
Should we take a break?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break and let's start the podcast in earnest.
This is Tamara Judge from Two Teas in a Pod with Teddy Mellencamp and Tamara Judge. Can we take a moment to talk about Chewy? I get everything for rugby from Chewy. His food, the treats, I'm constantly reordering, the toys he destroys in minutes, even his supplements. And it always shows up fast. Chewy also handles the serious stuff, prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth vet visits, and they're even rolling out vet clinics across the country. Their 24/7 customer service actually understands dog moms like me and cat moms, bird moms, reptile moms, all of us. And with Chewy's 1-year satisfaction guarantee, trying something new is never stressful. For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/teapod.
Joy is essential, and it's also elusive. You can't order it, you can't borrow it, or simply hope it into life. But now, there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. Together, guys, we'll have meaningful conversations with the world's most fascinating people. Entertainment legends, sports icons, wellness experts, and everyday people will share how they find, allow, and experience joy. And I'll offer some of my own tips and takes on seeking a more balanced and harmonious life. If you're craving inspiration, support, and useful tools to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Joy after a breakup, joy as an empty nester, joy after a loss, joy as a caretaker. This new podcast will speak to you. Listen to Joy 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mainstream media is full of cruel depictions of the unhoused, stories that shame and blame and paint the unhoused as a monolith. We the Unhoused is the podcast that's changing that. I'm Theo Henderson, creator and host, and for years I've created a space where the unhoused and their advocates can tell their own stories. In the last few months alone, I've interviewed unhoused parents, immigrants, mutual aid organizers, veterans, the LGBTQIA+ community, and the policymakers who make the laws that impact the unhoused existence. We the Unhoused is a 2-time Webby and Signal Award-winning show with many exciting guests on the horizon. Tune in this week for my interview with Dr. Jill Wicherick, a street doctor turned influencer whose work with the unhoused community has made a huge impact online and in her community. Listen to We the Unhoused on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
June is Black Music Month, and on the Drink Champs podcast, we're speaking with the hottest names in the culture, like Sway Lee.
Do you realize how legendary you are?
I appreciate that. I be seeing it, but I'm like, man, I still got like so much more to do. Like Prince, he dropped like 30 albums. We dropped like 5 right now. Like, that's the rate we gotta be going.
Yeah, that's a good attitude.
You'll also hear stories from industry legends and hip-hop pioneers like Fab Five Freddy.
I directed one of Nas's early videos.
Which one?
One Love.
Wow.
Yes. I literally filmed in his apartment in Queensbridge.
Wow,
His moms
yeah.
was still up in that apartment. Nas was just beginning to take off. His pops used to live near me in Harlem. His dad introduced him to a whole lot of, conscious stuff, and he made a young prodigy.
No matter the era, Drink Champs brings you the biggest names and the most unfiltered conversations. Listen to Drink Champs from the Black Effect Podcast Network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, everybody, welcome to Stuff You Should Know. I'm Josh. There's Chuck. There's Jerry over there. We're talking desert survival, so let's get to it.
Yeah. And
So-
this is all due to the fact that we just recorded a very tough episode, so we're clearly just goofing off now.
So we're talking about deserts, and we did a desert episode.
Yeah.
And a desertification
Desertification.
episode, too, and I think one on the Dust Bowl. But something that all deserts have in common is not sand, is not even heat. It's a lack of water.
Yes.
Technically, Antarctica is the largest desert in the world. And there's lots of water, but it's all locked up as ice. There's no available water in exactly the same way as there's basically no available water in Death Valley in California.
Right.
Deserts have the next thing that they have most frequently in common is, again, not sand, but exposed bedrock. All of those cool formations or whatever, that's actually the bottom of the earth you're seeing, exposed. All the soil has been dried out for so long because
the
of
earth
lack
with
of
its knickers
available.
down.
Basically, it's been pantsed.
It has. We got some good pants stories, by the way, coming soon.
Yeah. The soil is so dry that it can't be held in place, so wind is blowing it away, and so what you're seeing is the exposed bedrock. Sand only makes up something like 20% of the world's deserts.
Yeah, I mean, you got pebbles. You have desert soil sometimes.
Right.
That bedrock you were talking about. We're going to talk about oases.
Yep. So I think Antarctic survival, or even Arctic survival deserves its own episode someday. So we're just going to be talking about hot deserts. And all of that sand and exposed bedrock and pebbles bakes in the sun and shoots that heat back out, and it's just super hot. Okay?
Yeah, so water is obviously the biggest problem if you get trapped in the desert on foot or in a car. And you think about I never go desert hiking. I don't need to worry about this. But have you ever been like, I'm going to take the long route through from Texas to California.
Right.
Because it's more scenic. And then your car breaks down and you're in big trouble if you don't know what you're doing.
That happened to a woman. I can't find her name right now, but she was a grandmother. I believe she's 72, who was driving in her Prius, and it ran out of gas and electricity on the way, I believe, to Phoenix. And she had an unexpected trip with her dog for 9 days.
Oh, I think I remember that.
And survived. Actually.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did she eat her dog?
No.
Okay.
Luckily, she did not have to eat her dog.
Did she survive on the saliva of her dog?
Yeah, they spit in one another's mouth. So it was kind of...
But they did that anyway.
It was a wash.
So dehydration is obviously the first kind of physical symptom you might experience if you run out of water. Decreased frequency of urine, of course. If your urine is very smelly or very deep yellow, your mouth is going to be dry. As things increase dehydration-wise, you're going to get sunken eyes, your heartbeat's going to increase. And if you get to the stage where you literally have no urine, or if you're vomiting and have diarrhea, then you're in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, so vomiting and diarrhea is like the last thing you want to do while you're dehydrated, because all it is just getting rid of any remaining hydration you have.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's a bad reaction to dehydration.
And we'll talk about heat casualty coming up.
Yeah.
But
I'm kind of psyched about that bit.
Oh, yeah? But when we talk about water and rationing water, there's an old saying, ration sweat, not water, meaning don't drink all your water at once, but ration your sweat. Like they say not to, if you are lost like this, don't go hiking to find civilization during the peak of day.
Yeah.
You want to ration how much output and how much you're sweating. But you do have to take in that water.
Yeah. So when you're in the desert, you recommend, or I should say the experts recommend, because this is obviously a very well-researched article, that somebody drink a gallon of water a day.
Well, I mean, that's what they say if you've got like unlimited amounts of water.
Right.
A gallon a day. You need to ration it somewhat if you have very limited water, obviously.
Sure.
But what you don't want to do, which happens a lot of times, is to be found dead with water in your canteen.
Yeah, which is, God, it's haunting.
Sure.
And like you said, I mean, you want to ration your sweat, not your water, but you do kind of want to ration your water. Like, you don't want to be a little water piggy right out of the gate. But you also you recommend via the experts that you don't just wait until you're thirsty.
Right.
Because you'll only get about 2/3 of the amount of water you actually need just by going by thirst. You want to actually stop and drink more water than you think you need.
Yeah, and if you're hiking around, again, we talked about morning and evenings are the best time to go look for help. If you see a trail, go down that trail because you have a better chance of finding someone there. Follow the birds. Birds generally, animals go toward water.
Yeah, apparently if they're circling in the morning or the evening, they're probably circling around water.
Try and get some groundwater going.
But very wisely, you point out through the experts that if there's like a little, small mountain in between you and those birds, and a longer way around the mountain that's flat, take the longer way that's flat. Because even though you might cut off a couple of hours between you and the birds, you're going to really exert yourself going up that mountain.
Yes.
Whereas instead you want to take the longer but slower, less exerting path to get to that water where the birds are circling.
For sure. If you're with someone, don't talk. I mean, you can talk some, but don't just chat about your day.
Yeah.
Try to conserve your words.
Exactly.
Try and breathe through your nose.
What do you think about Grace Jones?
If you happen to see any wet sand or standing water anywhere, then you're in luck because you can dig down in there and you will probably find more water under, this groundwater underneath it.
Yeah, that's a bonanza.
Oh, sure.
If you find like a groundwater in the desert, you're probably going to be okay.
Yeah.
If you don't find any water and you run out of water, you're probably not going to be okay.
No, you also want a fire, which you said isn't very intuitive, but if you've ever spent any time in the desert, the temperature swings are huge. You can get cold in the desert at night.
Yeah.
And then fire allows you to purify water. There's that whole safety feeling. It keeps mountain lions away.
Right?
Sure.
I would guess just about any critters don't go near fire because they associate it with wildfires in the desert, brush fires.
Rescue signal. You can do that old trick. I think we even did a show on smoke signals early on.
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, and I've wanted to.
Did.
I keep forgetting to write. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. It was like an early
I'll
episode.
have to go listen to it.
Yeah.
Because I've wanted to do that one.
It's probably not very good. But your whole point of all this is to find people and to get rescued.
Yeah, you make a great point about that.
Yeah.
The point of being lost in the desert is to make yourself visible.
Yeah, the point of not being lost, rather.
Sure.
Or being lost and finding rescue.
The key to being found. How about that?
Right. So if you are in a car, if your car's not working anymore, it's out of gas or whatever, flat tire.
Yeah.
Blow it up.
Basically.
Stick a hanky in the gas tank and just blow it up.
So you want to stick the hanky in the gas tank. You want to fashion a bow and arrow, light the arrow, stand back, and shoot the car's gas tank. That's what you want to do.
No, you want to open your hood and tie a rag to it or a bandana around your antenna or something. Anything like a typical sign of distress.
Right. Anything to make it like something's up here.
Sure. Yeah, like even if the hood is fine, like you raise a hood as an indicator.
Yeah, like if there's no engine trouble.
Right.
You can still raise the hood. It's all right. Nobody's going to arrest you when they rescue you.
If you can spell out SOS or something like that with
help,
clothing or help on the ground for if a helicopter or plane is nearby.
Yeah, that's that woman in Arizona was rescued by writing help. I think that's actually how they found her. She wrote help in sticks.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, her dog told her to do it.
That stuff works.
Yeah.
If you are in your car you've got a leg up because you have your rear view mirror or your side view mirror.
Yeah.
That just go ahead and break that thing off and use it.
Yeah. I think we said in the first few minutes that we're trying to forget about now that you want to have a mirror in your survival pack no matter wherever you're going hiking.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have survival packs in their car. Like most people, I think.
I mean, I don't know that I think about it. I've got like jumper cables and some Rain-X. Does that count?
After that last stupid Atlanta ice storm a few years ago that stranded people.
The snowpocalypse?
Yeah. I think I had something in my car after that, but I have a different car now. It wasn't much, but it was like some water and a blanket and some like granola bars.
Yeah.
I need to like stock up mine and Emily's car with that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You never know.
I think remember when we had some tornadoes in Atlanta a few years ago?
Mm-hmm.
You and I were like, we really need like a crank radio and like all this stuff. We started to put it together.
And then you're like, I wonder what's on TV. Before you're watching Japanese game shows, you'd forgotten like 8 hours go by. But a signal mirror is important. You just flash that thing. It says here I was about to make fun of it, but I realized I wrote it. But practice on a nearby rock.
I thought that's good advice.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, you don't want your first attempt at signaling somebody with a mirror to be while you're trying to signal somebody in a passing aircraft.
Probably so.
And I mean, like, if there's no cloud cover, you can get somebody at like 30,000 feet if you do it right.
Yeah.
So heck yeah, practice on a rock. What else are you going to do while you're sitting around in the shade? Nothing.
Yeah, there might be a Delta pilot up there that's like, God, what is that?
That's so annoying.
You should have a whistle in your survival kit so you can blow it if you see someone from far away. And they recommend that if you honk your horn for help, to be like, honk, 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 and then wait, and honk, honk, honk. Because if you just lay on it like if you're in traffic, someone might hear that and just think this car has this horn stuck.
Yeah, they'll just be like, that's so annoying. I'm going to continue on past this weird path in Death Valley that no one should be down.
So let's say
somebody's horn is stuck.
Let's say you are in your car. Your car is jacked up, and you're like, all right, I've exhausted my resources here. Screw this. I got to go take a hike. Leave a note on your car and say like, hey, I'm broken down and I've gone northwest at 2 p.m. on Tuesday.
Also, I'm Chuck Bryant, who hopefully you're looking for. You found him.
Check out my podcast, Stuff You Should Know.
Right. And Movie Crush.
Yeah, never miss an advertising opportunity. But if you do stay with your car, like just don't sit around in your car. Like sit in the shade.
No.
They even say to sit on a blanket.
Yeah, the reason being is because there can be something like a 30-degree Fahrenheit temperature difference between the ground and the air above the ground.
That's nuts.
That's how barren and hot the ground gets.
Yeah.
And it's not like the air above the ground is cool. It's still hot because the ground is heating it, but the ground itself is taking in all of that unbroken, unfiltered sunlight directly into it, holding as much as it can and then shooting it back out as basically infrared heat back into space through you. And if your butt is touching the ground, through conduction, it's going to transfer directly to you. Whereas through the air, it would be going through convection from the air to your butt.
Right.
Which is not nearly as efficient as conduction.
No.
So don't sit directly on the ground. Even sitting on a rock is better than sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
But ideally, you want to find the shade that your car's producing.
Sure.
Whether it's the hood that's up or just the car itself or whatever, and sit in that shade as best you can. Get your feet off the ground, like you said, I think, too.
Yeah, and take off your shoes and socks, especially if you're hiking around during your breaks.
Yeah.
They also say to not take off your clothes. Your instinct might be to take your clothes off, but those clothes, you want them soaking up sweat because that'll cool you down.
Right.
And also, you don't want to take your shirt off and also have like 3rd-degree sunburn after day one either.
I thought about that too. It's like that clothes
make a bad situation worse.
Right. It's doing something to protect you from the UV, I think the average t-shirt has like a SPF of 4 or something like that. That's better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
Also, Chuck, if you are, and I guess if like you're actually using this information we're giving you right now, first of all, good luck we're pulling for you. Secondly, if you are going to take off your shoes, don't do it in the sun, because just that exposure of your bare feet to the sunlight for that short of a time can make your feet swell, and you might not be able to get your shoes back on, in which if you do end up having to hoof it out of there, you want your shoes.
Yeah, you don't want your feet all swole up.
No. So take your shoes off and let your dogs air out in the shade only.
Make a little hat if you don't have one, out of whatever. You got something in your car or something, whatever. Like if you have a piece of cardboard, put it on your head.
This is the greatest sentence in the whole thing.
Oh, God, I know. Jesus.
No, I loved it. Are you really, you didn't like this article, huh?
I don't know. It's just sort of a reminder of darker days at this job.
So may I read this?
Sure.
If you don't have a hat to wear, fashion a head covering with what you have on hand. You may look silly wearing a cardboard hat, but your goal is to survive, not win a beauty contest. And
good Lord.
Drink a liter of water per hour to stay properly hydrated.
I know. We cut out that part earlier because that didn't sound right. I mean, maybe that's if you have all the water in the world.
Yeah.
But that just sounds like...
That's a lot of water.
Yeah, you burn through your water.
Sure.
If your car is stuck, and this actually happened to me once.
Right.
I got a car stuck in the desert one time in the middle of the night with my friend when I lived in Yuma. Yeah.
Wow.
I got it out.
That's scary.
Without deflating my tires. But they say if you're stuck in the sand to deflate your tires just a little bit, don't like start goosing it because you're going to dig yourself in more. Just apply like steady accelerator pressure and turn your wheels kind of back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
Let out a little bit of air and you might be able to get out of there.
Yeah. Again, don't let a lot of air out, because if you do get out, you still need to drive back home.
Sure.
And you don't want to do that on overly deflated tires.
No.
Okay. So if you're going to, should we take a break now, you think?
Oh, why not?
Okay. We're going to take a break, everybody. There's a lot more to come. You're not toast yet, because we have more stuff to tell you how to survive in the desert right after this.
This is Tamara Judge from Two Teas in a Pod with Teddy Mellencamp and Tamara Judge. Tamara here. As you know, my dog Rugby is like one of my kids, and I don't play around when it comes to taking care of him. Chewy is where I get everything he needs. He loves food, so always stocking up on treats and toys from Chewy, which my husband Eddie likes to buy for him. It always shows up fast, which is exactly how I like things. Chewy also handles the serious stuff, prescriptions, pet insurance, and the telehealth vet visits. And now they're opening up vet clinics across the country. And their 24/7 customer service, they just understand pet people. Plus, with Chewy's 1-year satisfaction guarantee, trying new things is never stressful. Chewy just makes caring for Rugby easier, and that matters to me. For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/teapod.
Joy is essential, and it's also elusive. You can't order it, you can't borrow it, or simply hope it into life. But now, there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. Together, guys, we'll have meaningful conversations with the world's most fascinating people. Entertainment legends, sports icons, wellness experts, and everyday people will share how they find, allow, and experience joy. And I'll offer some of my own tips and takes on seeking a more balanced and harmonious life. If you're craving inspiration, support, and useful tools to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Joy after a breakup, joy as an empty nester, joy after a loss, joy as a caretaker. This new podcast will speak to you. Listen to Joy 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mainstream media is full of cruel depictions of the unhoused. Stories that shame and blame and paint the unhoused as a monolith. We the Unhoused is the podcast that's changing that. I'm Theo Henderson, creator and host. And for years, I've created a space where the unhoused and their advocates can tell their own stories. In the last few months alone, I've interviewed unhoused parents, immigrants, mutual aid organizers, veterans, the LGBTQIA+ community, and the policymakers who make the laws that impact the unhoused existence. We the In-House is a 2-time Webby and Signal Award-winning show with many exciting guests on the horizon. Tune in this week for my interview with Dr. Jill Wicherick, a street doctor turned influencer whose work with the unhoused community has made a huge impact online and in her community. Listen to We the In-House on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
June is Black Music Month, and on the Drink Champs podcast, we're speaking with the hottest names in the culture, like Sway Lee.
Do you realize how legendary you are?
I appreciate that. I be seeing it, but I'm like, man, I still got like so much more to do. Like Prince, he dropped like 30 albums. We dropped like 5 right now. Like, that's the rate we gotta be going.
Yeah, that's a good attitude.
You'll also hear stories from industry legends and hip-hop pioneers like Fab Five Freddy.
I directed one of Nas's early videos.
Which one?
One Love.
Wow.
Yes. I literally filmed in his apartment in Queensbridge.
Wow.
His moms was still up in that apartment. Nas was just beginning to take off. His pops used to live near me in Harlem. His dad introduced him to a whole lot of, conscious stuff, and he made a young prodigy.
No matter the era, Drink Champs brings you the biggest names and the most unfiltered conversations. Listen to Drink Champs from the Black Effect Podcast Network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I really do love that sentence. That was a great sentence. There's one more in here I can't wait to call out to.
Oh, I'm sure I know what it is. Should we talk about oases?
Sure.
I mean, it depends on where you are, but an oasis is just when wind has blown away enough sand that you get down to that groundwater. That's all an oasis is.
Yeah, like an aquifer.
Yeah.
Imagine if there's nothing above the aquifer. Now you got a lake.
Boom.
That's an oasis. Yeah, but they can be big enough and exposed enough that you can have this like lush oasis in the middle of the desert. There's really no better word for it.
Yeah, and if you're in the Sahara Desert, like the communities form around these oases. There's one very large one called the Karga Oasis that is 100 miles long and, depending on where you are, 12 to 50 miles wide.
Yeah. That's plenty big to hold small towns.
Plenty big.
It is.
It is. I'm just laughing at this article. I can't believe I wrote this thing.
I value this article. I think it was great, well written, well researched, approachable.
This is when I was assigned, your survival guy.
You were.
And I wrote a lot of these.
Right.
We've covered a few of them on the show, but
there's still plenty left.
I thought those days were over.
Nope.
If you are hiking, the first thing they say is to walk slowly. You may, your instinct may be to get out of there fast and find help fast.
Very good advice.
But that's no good.
No. Not only do you want to remind yourself to slow down, because that's what it takes. You're not going to just walk slowly automatically. You're going to be freaked out.
Yeah.
So you have to stay calm and say, I've got to walk slow, and just take breaks about 10 minutes out of every hour, I think.
Yeah.
But if you're with a group, you want to walk, you want to set your pace by the slowest and least fit person in the group.
Yeah.
Just everybody walk that slow. That person will help pace everybody else. And it will keep that person from just dying trying to keep up. Like literally dying trying to keep up.
I mean, everyone else has to be like, geez, Big Larry in the back is really holding us back.
Yeah.
But Big Larry is probably walking at the right speed.
Right.
Which is slow.
At least for you. He's walking slow enough for you to slow you down.
That's right.
That's not a T-shirt, but it's still true.
Should we get to your favorite part of this, which is heat casualty?
Yes.
I know you got some science on this, right?
Yes.
Well, the 3 major categories are heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and then heat stroke in that order.
Yeah.
And heat cramps are, you can get those on a hot afternoon if you're out playing Frisbee.
You can. And all of it comes down to, it's just basically an escalating imbalance between water and salt loss. So like the electrical conduction in your muscles and all that from your heart to your legs is out of whack because you have lost a lot of water and you still have a higher salt concentration, or else you've lost a lot of salt and there's still enough water that you're your muscles aren't working quite right, so they can cramp, right?
Yeah.
If that happens, you say drink like a Powerade if you got it. What are you sitting there holding on to it in the first place for?
Yeah, if you're lost in the desert with a Powerade, just
You're
go
a
ahead
dummy.
and fire it down.
It's like, I don't like blue. I only like
don't.
purple.
That's true.
So that's step one, if you have a Powerade. If not, if you have some water, drink the water. The cramps are going to go away. You can overcome heat cramps pretty easily, it sounds like. But you want to stop, rest, get in some shade, stop moving, and attend to the heat cramps for sure.
Yeah, that may lead to heat exhaustion if you don't have water. And this, like you said, is just an escalation of that imbalance.
Yeah.
You may be irritable or feel weak or have a headache. Or if you're vomiting and have nausea or clammy skin, then that's like heat exhaustion is seriously setting in.
It is. And so, again, like salt and electrolytes are really important to the electrical conduction in your body, and your body moves through electrical conduction. It's a big component. So if that's off, your body's off.
Yeah.
But then if you're really in trouble, you enter into heat stroke. And this is the point where your body's system at getting rid of heat has been overwhelmed by the heat it's taking on.
Yeah.
And you're in big trouble when that happens, basically. On a cellular level, your body is failing systemically.
Yeah.
Because proteins aren't folding correctly, and proteins do just about everything there is to do in a cell. They're starting to clump up and get weird, and then cells are suddenly dying.
Yeah.
One of your body's main tricks at getting rid of heat is through convection, sending your hot blood to the surface of your skin, which is why if you go into a sauna, your skin gets flushed. But also, if you'll notice, your heart is beating really hard. Even though you're just sitting there, you're in the heat. And the reason why is your heart is working overtime, shooting blood out to your skin to get rid of heat so that your body can cool down. It's using your blood as a heat transfer mechanism.
Amazing.
And your heart actually speeds up. You're actually pumping out up to 8 liters a minute of blood, more than your heart usually pumps out when you're starting to enter heat stroke. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, I would imagine that would put you in danger of cardiac arrest.
Yes, I think that's one of the results of that whole thing.
Of severe heat stroke?
Yep.
So bad headaches, very dizzy, nausea, vomiting, your muscles might be spasming, that heart rate like you were talking about is way high, and you may be full-on hallucinating at this point, or you may fall unconscious. Like heat stroke is no joke. So you got to find shade fast, which is, I mean, that's the biggest part of, or biggest challenge in desert survival is finding shade.
Yeah.
You know, there's just nowhere.
Yeah. But
so a big rock can be your shade.
Exactly. Like whatever. It doesn't matter. Just find shade, because the difference between shade and sunlight in the desert is substantial.
Yeah, and they, like, if you have any water, like, now is the time.
Yeah.
This is when you're found dead with your canteen half full of water.
Yeah.
Because you're like, no, like, I still am a day away from finding help.
Right. You have no idea how far you are.
Yeah, like, this is go time to save your life.
Plus, also, if you have any cool compresses, put them in your armpits, put them in your groin.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can to cool yourself down. If you have any cold compresses left over from the party around the campfire the night before, apparently.
Yeah, you're like, if I could only cool down. Oh, wait a minute. I have a frozen compress
Right.
I can put in my crotch. There are all kinds of animals in the desert that can be dangerous, whether it's spiders. Tarantulas are scary looking, but they're probably not going to kill you.
Yeah. They don't really care about you. They don't want to bite you. And even if they do bite you, it's like, oh, you stupid tarantula.
Yeah, I mean, none of these things want to find you. Like, you will find these brown recluses and black widows under rocks or under brush or something like that.
Yeah.
So don't go reaching in there. Don't go reaching in some hole like Timothy Dalton and Flash Gordon. You know?
What hole did he reach into?
You saw Flash Gordon, right?
No.
The old one?
No.
Ooh, you'd probably enjoy that.
I didn't realize that was Timothy Dalton in there. I thought it was a blonde guy.
Well, he played Flash Gordon, but Timothy Dalton played the bad guy. One of the bad guys.
I gotcha.
But there was a challenge where they had to stick their hand in this big hole, and there was a stinging creature inside this blob.
It sounds like that Joe Rogan show. What was that called?
You mean the Joe Rogan podcast?
No. The Fear Factor.
Yeah, I remember Fear Factor.
Yeah.
I used to like that show.
That was a good show.
I could never have done that show, though, because of the stuff you eat.
Yeah, there was some gross stuff.
That's where I was like, I can do all that stuff, but I can't eat that can't eat gross things.
You could have done everything else, though?
Well, I mean, to a certain degree, sure.
Not I.
But yeah, there's no way I could eat those nasty things.
Yeah.
You'd probably have an easier time with that than me.
I don't know, man. I think that would be pretty disgusting. On top of that, though, like doing things like sticking my hand in something or having like a box full of like spiders put over my head or scorpions or whatever.
I could do that.
No, I would not. I'd be like, for what? To be on TV?
Well, exactly.
It's all right.
Being on TV isn't so great, everybody.
No, it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's certainly not worth a box of scorpions on your head.
Speaking of scorpions, there are 30 different types, more than 30 different types of scorpions in just Arizona. So, and they're all over the place. They're in Georgia.
Yeah.
And out in the mountains and the woods of Georgia.
Yeah, very few of them are poisonous.
No, not very many at all. I think a couple of them can actually kill a person with their venom by stinging you with that tail.
They'll still hurt you, though. Just don't go near the scorpions.
Yeah, I mean, you can get sick from any of these things. Like a black widow is probably not going to kill you either.
No, but if you're already like in danger of something like
Right.
heat stroke,
Exactly.
a black widow bite is not going to help.
No.
And it's going to be exacerbated tremendously.
No, but if you do get stung or bitten by something like that, and if you don't have that cool compress in your crotch, use that cool compress around the biter's sting.
Yep.
Elevate it.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Sure.
You also want to put it kind of a loose tourniquet around it. You want to be able to fit one finger in the tourniquet. So tight-ish, I guess, is the way to put it.
Yeah, and again, get in the shade, wash it off with some soap and water if you have it, and then just dump that water all over the ground.
This is used up.
And then we have snakes. Rattlesnakes and coral snakes are going to be your biggest danger.
Okay.
And remember, coral snakes are red, yellow, and black. And there's a very helpful saying, red touches yellow, it can harm a fellow. Red touches black, make it a snack. No, red touches black, it's okay for Jack.
And this raises my second favorite sentence.
Oh, I know.
Just remember, you're Jack in this scenario. It's okay for Jack. Necktie ponytail.
And then finally, I think we sound drunk. We're not.
I did have a kombucha earlier.
There are lizards, specifically the, do you say Gila monster or Gila monster?
I think it's Gila.
I think it is
the
too.
British say Gila and they're wrong.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They say aluminium.
Yeah.
So the Gila monster and the Mexican beaded lizard. The beaded is only in Mexico and Guatemala, but you can find those Gilas in the U.S. of A. Those are big daddies, though.
Yeah. They get up to like 2 feet, I think.
And this is actually my favorite sentence. So I'm talking here about the Mexican beaded white to yellow spots and stripes on their raised scales. It's about a foot long. I describe the Gila monster, and then I say, however, if you see a 2-foot-long lizard coming in your direction, maybe you should just walk the other way.
It's sound advice.
I thought you were joking when you picked this article.
No, I think it's a good article. I don't understand why you're being so hard on yourself.
All right, this last part is legitimately interesting, I think.
The fact of the podcast is contained in here. Like the uncontended fact of the podcast.
Sure. Go ahead.
No. That's your fact.
That's not my fact.
Yes, it is.
All right, two other big dangers are sandstorms and flash floods. Sandstorms can be very fast, or they can last for a long time. They can last weeks in the Middle East.
Right.
But if you're driving, you don't want to drive through a sandstorm, so pull over and put on your hazards, roll up your windows.
Yeah, why did you say turn off your headlights? Do you remember that? I get why you put on your hazards, but why turn off your headlights? Is it because you don't want to wear your battery out, maybe?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Because I didn't know if maybe that created
Some weird
electrical
refraction.
conductivity or something and led to lightning, maybe. I didn't know.
If you're hiking around and there's a sandstorm, then try and tie something or pull your shirt up over your face, put on those sunnies. They say if you have spare water, wet the cloth before you put it over your face.
Yeah.
And then I'm granting you the fact of the podcast.
All right.
Let's talk about flash flooding.
Flash floods, because the desert does not absorb water very easily, because it's basically bedrock and water doesn't go into bedrock easy. If it rains hard and it rains fast and a substantial amount comes down and it collects very quickly because it has nowhere to go and can create what are known as flash floods. Because of this, more people drown in the desert than die of thirst.
That's what they say.
That is an amazing fact. That's one of the most amazing facts I've ever heard in my life.
It really is. And then what was the James Franco movie, The True Story, where
like
he was
127 hours?
Yeah, like there was a flash flood in that, right?
I don't remember. I think so.
I feel like it rained and he was like, oh, thank God it's raining. And then the water just started rising really fast around him.
Yeah, you're right.
Because he was in a gully. But if don't camp out overnight in a dry creek bed because it is no joke. It can happen really fast. And I was driving through New Mexico once on my big out west trip post-college, and my friend and I drove through the most hellacious storm I've ever seen in my life. And we literally saw water flowing uphill.
Wow.
And I was like, am I seeing things? And he was like, no, dude. He's like, that is definitely uphill. And water was flowing uphill somehow.
Yeah.
I guess it was just so much of it. But we drove through it until we saw in front of us telephone poles like down on the highway, like all in front of us. And we were like, I think we should probably pull over at this point.
Right.
And we waited out. But they're usually pretty quick. It's not like it does this for like days like it does in Atlanta.
No.
It was like 30 minutes of rain.
Right, but it can be inches and inches of water. And again,
amazing how fast.
6 inches can pick up a car and carry it away. It can certainly pick you up off of your feet.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of stories about people being drowned in canyons. In Petra, Jordan, the very famous archaeological site, people like every 10, 12 years, like a couple dozen people will suddenly drown in a flash flood because they were totally unprepared and in the wrong place when the sky just opened up on them.
Crazy.
So it definitely does happen for sure.
Yeah, the plus thing about the desert with thunderstorms is you see it coming from a long way away. Like they happen fast, but it's just so wide open out there.
Right.
Like I remember driving for like an hour and a half toward this storm.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that looks pretty bad up there.
Yeah.
And the closer we got, and then it was just like, hell had been unleashed on us.
Right. So what'd you do? Did you like drive to higher ground or?
We just kind of just pulled off to the side of the road and waited like half an hour.
Yeah.
Then it lightened up.
Yeah.
But it was
crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty scary.
Yeah.
I mean, not being in a car, but just seeing how like it went from sand to feeling like we were in a river in like 20 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Glad you made it, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm all right.
You survived to write this article.
That's right.
Which was a good article. If you want to see this article yourself in person, go to howstuffworks.com and type in Desert Survival by one Chuck Bryant, and you will agree with me it's a good article. And since I said that, it's time for listener mail.
Hey guys, listened to Central Park episode and really enjoyed it. The content was spot on as always, but Josh made a comment about the podcast being too conversational.
I think this was a really appropriate listener mail, Chuck.
How funny is that? I think the conversational aspect is one of the most special things about it, guys. The banter between you two makes me pause for thought and oftentimes laugh. As an educational podcast, I think having dialogue and debate about these subjects is important. In my own household, Stuff You Should Know is a very important part of our lives. I introduced it to my boyfriend almost 3 years ago and has taken a special place in our relationship. For 2 years, we were long distance, myself in Canada and him in Sweden. Wow. And we would download episodes when traveling. It always gives us something to talk about and keep the conversation going. Makes us laugh together, and we even sing the jingles. My favorite is the opera version, much to his dismay. My favorite episode is the golden age of grave robbing, which makes me laugh so much that I had to put it on, that I still like to put it on when I'm having a bad day.
That was great. I loved hearing that.
That was the live one, right?
Mm-hmm, from London.
That's right. I once joked that I would sell my dog, my first dog, for a ticket to one of your live shows.
You don't have to do that. You can exchange money instead.
That's right. Or, Stacy, if we're coming to a town near you, give us an email.
Yeah.
I'll put you on the old list.
Just threaten to sell your dog and we'll get you in for free. That's all it takes.
Guys, thanks so much for giving us a jumping off point. For more conversation and debate, please give a shout out to my boyfriend, Jeff.
Wow.
Sorry, Jeff, that I got on listener mail before you.
Yeah, take that, Jeff.
Yeah, that is Stacy Coombs.
The only way that could get any more appropriate is if this episode comes out and Jeff is lost in the desert.
I hope that didn't happen.
I hope so too, but I mean, that would really round out this episode, don't you think?
Yeah, but Jeff, if you're out there, look for an RV. And Ben Sinclair might be inside.
He'll probably give you some weed. Thank you, Jeff and Stacy and Stacy's unnamed dog, who is not for sale. If you want to get in touch with us, you can go to our website, stuffyoushouldknow.com, and check out all of our social links there. And you can also send us an email to stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
This is Tamara Judge from Two Teas in a Pod with Teddy Mellencamp and Tamara Judge. Can we take a moment to talk about Chewy? I get everything for rugby from Chewy. His food, the treats, I'm constantly reordering, the toys he destroys in minutes, even his supplements. And it always shows up fast. Chewy also handles the serious stuff, prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth vet visits, and they're even rolling out vet clinics across the country. Their 24/7 customer service actually understands dog moms like me and cat moms, bird moms, reptile moms, all of us. And with Chewy's 1-year satisfaction guarantee, trying something new is never stressful. For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/teapod.
Joy is essential and it's also elusive. But now there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. If you're craving inspiration, support, and useful tools to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Listen to Joy 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.